Friday morning fairly early. I've got the crew in the van and we are out on Highway 24 in Kansas, northwest Kansas. We're heading west towards the Colorado-Kansas border. I don't think there's much for sales in Conrado, so we're gonna go over to Goodland, Kansas and do some Highway 24 rummage sales. Early bird gets the worm.
Even though it's not a worm.
Even though it's not a worm. Whatever that means.
If your worm ain't a worm, then it might be a squirm.
My vlogs are so awesome today on The Crazy Picker Life with Wheeler, Dealer, and Banana Peeler. Super awesome content. That's what you can always expect on the Crazy Picker Life. I think Wheeler has missed his calling, although you're still young, you could get into theater.
Yeah.
Song and dance, one-man band.
Gotta come up with on the fly, what do they call it? Improv. I gotta get improv flowing.
Rap.
Oh yeah, the rap going, the improv flowing. Gotta get some. See, I can't come up with the stuff, man. I don't know the flows.
Yeah, we're gonna probably cut that short, right?
Yeah.
Boys, what are you doing back there?
Playing games.
Playing games with your whole life. When are you gonna grow up and work for a living?
Never.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we'll try to find something to buy. Well, slight change of plans here. I think this up ahead, if you can see it out there, is Brewster. Rhymes with Rooster, Kansas. And Brewster's in Central Standard Time. We're just approaching 8 a.m. Goodland, where we were gonna go, is in Mountain Standard Time, which would be 7 a.m. 7 a.m. is a little early for the rummage sales. So we're gonna go poke around Brewster, Kansas. All right, a little better look at the outskirts of Brewster. There's the highway I-70 over there, and then there's the start of Brewster, and then there's a little more Brewster, and then there's nothing.
The start of Brewster, and that's the end of Brewster, and that's it.
Brewster's maybe 1,000 people, maybe 800 people. Hard to tell. I think their high school is still operating, but not by much, unfortunately. I like Brewster.
Action.
There's the proof. When you have a blue glove on the top of your sign, that means that your hands are going to get blue from picking so much.
Swollen. Blue and swollen.
All right, we're heading to the huge sale, but before we do, I've got to show off our first purchase. We broke the seal early with these 28-year-old Jags FM radio sunglasses, $5. Made in China, 1989. You can wear shades and listen to music in style. Woo! Okay, most people will not sell their signs right off the barn wall, but this one went. I asked her and she said she would sell it. Phillips 66. It's a panel from some sort of a billboard, a smaller billboard. $100, buys it today. Bunch of funny stuff in Brewster. Van is half full of light floppy stuff. Can't really see it. Oh, there it is. Gotta get my angle right.
Gotta get the mangles.
So we're gonna head to the next town, I think, is Edson. Edson has a population under 50.
And one sale, as far as I heard.
Could have one big sale. At one point I looked at the Edson school as a possible building location. They had school's been out for 30-40 years, whatever. They kept it up. They had some sort of a copier, copy machine, printer, toner, revamper in there with some serious equipment. I toured it one time a few years ago. And of course they're not there anymore, so who knows what's there. We'll soon see. There's the farming activity.
That's
It is a beautiful day out here, that is for certain. Up ahead is Edson, named after the Edsel, or maybe Edison.
Edsel Ford.
Or maybe it's not named after anything. Let's see what we find in the wilderness. This isn't really wilderness.
Farmland.
Farmland out in the middle of everywhere.
Picked a couple things this time.
Alright, so we just got some lamps here. This guy has stuff just stacked in there. He's got his dogs in there, and
Ambulance back in there.
yeah, he's got all kinds of stuff. So that was a real picking experience. I wouldn't mind checking out his bike pile, but maybe another day.
He had a Hiawatha, how's that pronounced?
What's that back there?
1940s.
Not quite sure what his story is, but he had the
A lot of stories.
he had the lights from the school here, and I guess it's knocked down now. I don't know what the building is that's left over there. I think it's just the gymnasium. And he got the lights out of there, and then they had a hailstorm out here, so half of them are completely torqued. So I got 6 good shades. We'll see if we can do something with that. I couldn't pass them up at $5 each. We'll show all that stuff later. We got a lot of stuff to show later. I'm not sure when they came through and built the most recent grain bins out here, probably the 50s. Most of those are still in service out here, and then if you look carefully, a lot of the previous ones are not in service, but they're still here. So that would go back probably to the 20s, maybe earlier, maybe even turn of the century. It's all metal, so it kind of lasted. And if you look hard, like in Colby, you can actually see old wood ones. This is still Frontier Egg and running to this day. And then there is Goodland, which is sort of like a sister city to Colby. It's one of the other ones out here that made it to 5,000 give or take population. This was the main highway before I-70 over there came in, and any city that didn't reach out to I-70 never grew any further. Like Edson back there was not connected to the highway, so that makes it kind of a dead duck. So we're gonna go into Goodland. This is where we wanted to start, but it would have been too early with the time shift.
Awesome Ranch.
Alright, so there's a sort of an outlay of the town, and we're gonna wander around and try to buy small stuff, no more big stuff. I just have such a weak spot for big cheap stuff that I know I can make money on. It's just, it's big and it ships funny, and that's always a hassle. But you know, if you had the space to do it, which I still do, easy money. Well, you just never know. We are in Goodland still here and have went to a couple sales. I would say only about 20% of the sales are open here, even though it's 11 a.m. their time. It appears, since this is one of the last towns on the highway sale, they just didn't get the memo. So they are not really open till the afternoon, or mostly tomorrow. Here's maybe a sign.
No, it's not.
So we're gonna try to hit a couple more on the way out of town, and then we're gonna head back to our hometown of Colby, and there's 20 or so sales there, and whatever we don't get done there, we'll just keep heading down the road. I think we're gonna unload too. That probably would help. Okay, well, here is the crossroads of 24 and 23, and that means we're in Hoxie, Kansas. A couple thousand people here.
Huge sale, 728 man.
Probably the one. No,
Huge sale.
Navigating you here.
So we're gonna look around, hopefully find a few scores. This is turning into a long day with a few good things, I guess. So we'll see. Back in the office after a long day of driving and some decent Rummage sales and some not so decent ones. So I've got this to clear off. I'm gonna tote that all up. and open up the chute area. And then we picked up a bunch of stuff today. I'm going to bring that all in from the van. We got a load and a half. I'll put it on the chute here and I'll show you, and we'll go through that a little bit. We got some neat items, and just rummage sales are tough. You know, it's not that we don't find stuff. It's just, it is out here, it's a lot of miles, and Highway 24 sale is not as good for us as some of the other multi-city sales out here that are more well established. There's just not quite the volume. So it was a fun day, a long day, a lot of miles, and some good stuff, just not superior. So maybe 5 out of 10. Let me do a bunch of work here. I've got a half van full of stuff, and I've got a bunch of stuff here and over here, some little goobers here and there. So let me get this all taken care of, and then I'll be back to show you what we got. Okay, I think I got everything unpacked here. There's a bunch of stuff. We've got races going on in the background, and we've got summertime going on in the background. So if you hear any noises, the racetrack. First of all, we got Highway 24. All the motorcycle people are out, and all the fun for summer's out. And then over here, about 4 or 5 blocks away, races. We have a quarter mile, I think, quarter mile? I don't know, quarter mile, eighth mile, quarter mile dirt track. Maybe it might be 3/8, I don't know. Loud, I like the noises of it. I don't actually like going because you end up eating too much dirt, and it's super loud. Okay, I don't have a total on what we spent. It wasn't a whole lot. It was, I don't know, $400 maybe, something like that. Some pretty good pieces. This Phillips sign piece, 3x5, probably was part of a larger sign, maybe a small billboard of sorts. It's metal. It's got a kind of a nice flange on it. I think it's a size that I can still ship. $100. Got that off somebody's garage behind the rummage sale. Just asked them, hey, you want to sell it? They're like, no, I don't think so, but make me an offer. Maybe we would for the right offer. I'm like, how about $100? And they're like, sold. I'm like, okay, whatever. So here's all the lenses, by the way. Oh, I didn't put that stuff out. We'll have to go through that. Well, let's do that now. These are unknowns. These are $5 a box. The boxes are pretty cool. A gentleman who's no longer on the planet drug these home from World War II. They are for map making. They are sort of like draftsman tools. They're sort of like enlargement tools, protractor, parallel motion. Pretty cool stuff. I don't know what exactly we're going to be able to do with this stuff. Some of it's in better condition than others. Some of it, that's not in very good condition there. Some of it has a visual appeal. Some of it sort of has a historical appeal. It's these Bakelite arms, and they could extend. You got the drawings there. You got a little bit about it. I don't know if it was in a museum for a while. Pretty neat pieces, and at $5 a box, it's you know, there's no way I'm not gonna try to get this into somebody else's hands that's gonna want it. Hang on. All right, so they called it a planograph, and it's one of these things that extends out, and you trace something and it traces it on another piece. Like I said, I don't know. I doubt they're home runs, but I'm pretty sure I can make some pretty good profit with it. And like I said, $25 for 5 boxes. This is the kind of stuff that we will find from time to time. Hang on. Not sure what all these different tools and things are, so neat stuff for sure. I don't know if I can get this one open. You get the idea of what this is. Somebody needs to work this over, and I don't know if they would still use it. Maybe somebody would, but certainly museum collection. Well, it's really in there. Similar stuff. So kind of neat. 25 bucks for all that at a rummage sale. I got these pendant lights. This was from a school gym. The guy had about 50, 60 of them. Most of them got wiped out by hail. It's aluminum. And these are pretty good. They need a little cleaning up. Some of them have the longer drop down and some of them have the shorter. $5 times 6. I know what that stuff goes for. I mean, I can probably sell them for at least 20, 25. 20 times 6 plus shipping, you know, it's kind of a pain to ship them, but he's got more. They just have hail damage. He had them outside. Crazy. Coca-Cola patches, don't know, didn't pay a lot, 50 cents, bunch of watches, watch bands, some sort of weird banking piece, Colorado. Can't have enough surge protectors, new in box, $1 each. Camera, this is a scale, 30-pound. Hobart's a good name. It's a 30-pound scale with digital readout that's supposed to work. This is kind of a neat piece. It's some sort of a electrical wire underground finder piece. Brand new, these things go for a lot, like thousands. This one is not brand new. We don't know if we can test it. Doesn't matter. At $5, we should be able to sell that for 100 or more, depending on how well we can test it, how well parts are needed, whatever. That's a big deal. This is a new in box Midland CB. Unfortunately, the box has been dipped in water or worse. Everything's in there, everything's packaged. It smells really bad. $5. I'm going to see what I can do to salvage it. This is a pretty nice ceramic porcelain bubbler, water fountain, depending on what part of the country you come from. It has everything on it. It will clean up nicer than it looks now. I paid $50 for that. That will probably go for at least $125, $150 plus shipping. Don't know why they're still in demand. Don't know. We can't find many of them. There it is. Fuzzbuster 2. I like the old radar detectors. That's about as old as you get. Paid $4. Bad buy there. Paid $5 for these FM radio sunglasses. I will make money, but we ran into a pod of about 50 of them for $2, and if I would have pressed her for all 50, I could have got them for $1 each. Maybe that would have been a good buy. These are $19.89. They're really funky, funny, you know. Whatever. Camera accessories. This camera smells a little bit, but Wheeler says that's a big score for $5. It's 100 or more. We'll have to de-stink it a little bit. We got some belt buckles. We bought that for $5. We get one free. Got the Anheuser-Busch for free. Buy for $5. Get the beech nut for free. I don't like the Hestons. If they're wrapped, they do sell. You just have to price them right. This one we paid $12 for. I like this one. This doesn't have markings, but it's got a bag. It's really nice. It's an oiled derrick. Guy with a cowboy hat and oiled derrick type belt buckle. Very interesting. Have never seen one. Harley Zippo piece. Another camera. Blah blah. We like to pick up vintage calculators. This one made in the USA, so that's interesting. Always check the battery compartment. No corrosion. If I find a game that's interesting that I've never seen, I'll pick it up even if it's not in shrink. This one, 1975. Horse racing game. Don't know. This never been drilled bowling ball is an award for getting a 200 game. The lady I talked to got this 200 game in 1976. She got the 200 game and the 200-year bicentennial ball. It's orange. It's got a cool tag on the other side, undrilled. I think that's going to be pretty good. I paid 10 bucks for that. There are bowling ball collectors, believe it or not. That one is interesting. Memory foam sandals, I don't know. Wheeler looked them up. These are good. Garrett metal detectors. There's an extra kit with an extra round piece, whatever, that's supposed to be like an underwater piece or something. 2 different models. This is the higher end. This is the lower end. We paid $124 for both of these plus the extra kit. These are going for a couple $100 or more at auction each. So this is pretty good stuff. What else did we get? I think that's about it, other than Wheeler picked up some shelves. He thinks he's going to use these in his office, which will help him with some vertical storage for staging stuff. The rest of them are back there. You got a couple of these shelves for 10 bucks for both. Pretty sturdy plastic shelves. I think that's a probably good deal. Okay, my rest of the night, I'm 9 orders down. I think I'm gonna relax and pack some orders, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna organize my desk, probably list a couple test strips. I think I got some in today, so I'll have to process those. We're quitting at 11 o'clock. That's 3 hours from now, 2 hours and 45 minutes. I'll probably move a bunch of this stuff that I'm gonna list, which is most of it, up to my shoot area where I list stuff. I have to do a little more cleaning on the bubbler, and I have to do some cleaning on the lights, and maybe I'll rinse off the sign, and I'll leave all those things back here just because they're big and heavy and whatever. I think I'm going to end the vlog. We had a good day. Trying to think if there's anything else. I was thinking about going to Denver tomorrow to pick, but you know, the pace is too much. We got up at 6 this morning after working till 1 a.m. and just a long day. Made a few scores, found some interesting stuff, met some crazy people. What more can you ask for? Spent time with my 3 sons. Oh, and then there's Banana Peeler. What'd you think of picking today?
Good.
It was a lot of fun getting out. Kind of not really the first time this season, but reminds you it's summer, right?
Yep.
What else is on your mind?
Not much.
So we're gonna have some young man wheeler dealer time. We're gonna watch some TV later tonight at 11, relax, and we'll be back in the office early tomorrow morning. I also plan to put some more stuff out here to show off from our big haul, so we'll continue to show and tell throughout the week. I think that's it. Pick well list often. I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching. I appreciate all the comments. I know I'm not answering them. However, we will do a question answer show before you know it, and we'll address everything that's on your mind. Pick well list often for the 2nd time. Dealer out.
Hey, Wheeler.
Dealer production.